Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. I am the Twisted Jedi, and today is going to be a spoiler-free movie review of Solo: A Star Wars Story. Now, obviously I went and saw this movie last night, and I have already posted one review on my channel, which did contain some major spoilers from the film. So if you want to know a bit more about Solo, then I suggest you jump over there and watch that video. Anyways, like I said, this review will be spoiler-free, and I will be discussing what I thought of the actors and their characters, some scenes from the movie we already knew about from the trailer, as well as the overall feel of the film. If you guys end up enjoying this video, please leave a thumbs up and feel free to subscribe to the channel if you are new. Anyways, let's start off with Han Solo. Alden Ehrenreich performed fairly well for the amount of criticism he seemed to be getting early on. Now, don't get me wrong, he still wasn't Harrison Ford, but he did an okay job. Although in saying this, watching him on screen felt less like Han Solo and more like a new character who threw in a few Han quotes from the other movies. Lando Calrissian was cast absolutely perfectly, and Donald Glover nailed it down to the very last detail. He really seemed like a young Lando, and every line he delivered in this movie felt like it could have been straight from Billy D. Williams himself. The dynamic between Han and Lando was quite enjoyable, and they share a fair bit of banter in the film, which gives you a good sense of their relationship. Tobias Beckett, who was played by Woody Harrelson, was a really cool character in my opinion, and all throughout the film. Right from the start, we got that classic Woody feel about the character, so I really enjoyed his roles in the movie. Dryden Voss was played by Paul Bettany, and yes, that is Vision from the Avengers, and I thought he was pretty great. There were some really good scenes throughout the movie with him playing the typical mob boss role, and there were some really good action scenes as well. As for Qira, Emilia Clarke was a good choice for the character. Whether it was fight scenes or something a little bit slower, she definitely did a good job overall, and I'm glad that they cast her in that position. Enfys Nest was one of my favorite characters in the entire movie, and all of the action scenes were pretty awesome. The train scene is definitely one of the best scenes from the whole film, and one of my personal favorites, and it's absolutely packed full of action. The weapon used by Enfys Nest as well is insanely cool, and had some really cool abilities on top of that. I won't say too much about it, but definitely keep an eye out for it when you go to watch the movie. I feel like some of the characters had limited roles, so it's a bit harder to comment on how they went, so I'll just keep it to the main ones for now, and if you want more detail on the characters, then check out the movie or go and watch my full review on the channel, which was my last video posted before this one. Now, without spoiling the movie, I'm just gonna say that there is an awesome cameo appearance near the end of the film. It has me really excited for the next one in the series. I think it will only get better from here, and this movie gave a solid base for future movies in this trilogy. There are some other original trilogy references and characters mentioned that also prove that they could be in the future movies as well. I'm kind of pumped to see what they do with the next movie, and if it is a Lando one, I hope we still get all the same characters featured as well. In terms of scenes and storyline, I really enjoyed the different worlds that we got to see in the film. The different planets and terrains were really cool to see, and I actually hope we get some of it coming to Battlefront 2 with the next part of DLC Season 2. Next up is the storyline, and I really enjoyed it, and although it went away from the traditional Star Wars movies and had a similar Rogue One vibe with minimal Force usage and Jedi, it was still quite enjoyable. The movie really felt like an underworld style Star Wars film with smuggling, straight up gunfights, vehicle chases, and a lot of other stuff, and on top of this, the mobs and the story there is really set up to develop well in the future movies. In terms of appearances, there were a lot of cool outfits and trooper designs throughout the whole thing, a lot of which could be made into really great skins for Battlefront 2, and I know with part 2 of Season 2 coming soon, some of them are very possible. There are a few things, however, that I wasn't a big fan of, and that includes the Kessel Run, which felt a little bit bare for how hyped up it had been in previous movies. I was kind of hoping for more than what we got on screen, and what we got to see was a little bit disappointing. I also didn't like Val as a character, and Lando's droid L3 was a little bit annoying at times, so I definitely didn't mind the minimal screen time for them. Overall, the movie was pretty decent, and I will probably go and see it again at some point this week. I don't think it's in the top Star Wars movies ever, but it gave a half decent performance. I rated about a 6.5 out of 10, however, I have higher hopes for the next film in the series. If we see more of the cameo appearance character I mentioned before in the next movie, I will definitely go into it with higher hopes. I'm happy with the Han Solo movie, however, I believe that the next film will be better than this one. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Drop a thumbs up if you did, and comment comment down below your thoughts on what you heard in the review. I am done for now as there is limited information I can comment on in a spoiler-free review. However, if you don't mind about spoilers, then check out my last video. If you guys are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe for more Star Wars videos in the future, and I hope to see you all back on the channel soon. As always, thank you so much for watching. I am the Twisted Jedi, and may the Force be with you always.